What's up, traders? Today we're going to be talking about the top 5 swing trades setting up in the entire stock market. We're not talking about penny stocks today, boys. We're talking about the large caps. And some of you guys might be saying, Kevin, I can't trade large caps. They're too expensive. Well, chill out. Take a chill pill. A 10% move in a large cap stock is the same thing as a 10% move in a small cap stock. Doesn't matter how many shares you got. And if you're scared of buying the high price stocks, there's always the options market. Don't shy away from trading large cap stocks just because you have a small account. I started trading large caps even though I had a really small account years and years ago, and I'm glad I did because it helped build the foundation. It helped build the trader that I am today. Now I do trade penny stocks and I do trade large caps, but I'm profitable in both. To be a successful trader, you have to adapt and overcome the challenges of having a small account. The stock market is trading at extreme levels right now, even though we're in the midst of a pandemic, even though we're in the midst of some all-time highs unemployment levels. So deals in the market are hard to find. Good deals are like a diamond in a haystack in the middle of the country, and you gotta crawl through the farm with cow poop all over the farm field, and you gotta flip over the cow poop patties and look for that diamond. And that's what I've done today when I ran my swing trade scan, and I found 5 A+ setups, and these are the top 5 swing trades in the stock market right now. All right, traders. So trade number 1 is going to be on this Intel INTC. It's taken a really big hit over the last few weeks because of the delay in their 7 nano tech, and we've had this huge fallout from it. We can see that just recently their chief engineer is leaving because of the news, which is huge news for a company in this kind of sector where tech and advancing their tech is everything. So it's taken a huge hit. But we all know Intel is the king of this sector. AMD, if you go into Best Buy and are looking for a new laptop, I know personally I want an Intel. I don't want AMD, I want Intel. And that's why this is a buy, and as long as it keeps falling, I'm going to keep buying. So what I'm going to look for in this Intel stock is I want to purchase this thing towards this volume in this level here, because we know volume acts like molasses. What is volume? It's traded resistance and support in real time. And what I mean by that is, so if there's a bunch of volume traded in a level, like there is right there, in the 43 to 47 range, it's hard for a stock to get back through that volume. Support isn't created by price. Support and resistance levels are created by volume. Volume is everything, not price. So we have tons of volume traded in this level, and I'm buying into it with a stop loss under that 43.63 level. And what I'm going to be looking for is this Intel to give us a pop. So let's say we get an average price at 47. We keep buying on the drop. We get an average price of 47. I'm going to take my first take profit up around 50 and hold the rest for 52. So a nice little trade, great risk to reward on this trade. That is trade number 1 on Intel. Let's move on to trade number 2. All right, traders. So trade number 2 is going to be on this work, Slack Technologies. And you guys probably know this, but what they do is they offer chat room, like a chat room type service for companies and businesses. And why this is huge is because of the day and time that we're in right now. There's no more business travel. Well, obviously, there's still business travel, but it's going to be cut by tenfold. Businesses aren't wanting to send their employees flying around the country and risking their health. So a company like Slack is going to benefit greatly, where employees can create a chat room for a certain project they're working on and communicate like that instead of having to go to a meeting where they're risking exposure to you know what. So I think this Slack is really going to benefit. I think it's flown under the radar. You have companies like Zoom and Teladoc really benefiting from this Rona, but Slack has kind of flown under the radar. So this WORK, I like it for longer term swing trade. And what I like about it is it's really sold off here and it's selling right into support. So we have this heavily volume traded area here at this 2840 level where we have several interactions with the level, making it a valid price level because of the amount of volume traded on it. So we're coming back into that level, and I want to get long, and I'm going to be looking to get long down towards 28 with a stop loss probably down near 26 with my first take profit around 31 and then 33 for the rest of my position. I really like this Slack trade. WORK is the ticker, and that's going to wrap up trade number 2. Let's jump into trade number 3. All right, so the next trade is going to be on this ticker TSLA, Tesla. One of the fan favorites, right? Everybody loves Tesla. But you're asking yourself, Kevin, I thought you liked to buy good deals. This Tesla is extremely high priced. It's extended. How can we buy this Tesla way up here? Well, let me explain. So Tesla reported earnings, crushed earnings with an unexpected profit. They've reported 4 straight quarters of profit in a row, and initially the stock reacted well to their earnings report, gapping up, but it gave all of it back on this day and sold off about 8-9% since then. So we're not getting Tesla at the best deal, but we're getting it right after a great earnings report, and we're getting it with a defined risk. And we always look for defined risk when we enter trades. You'll hear me preach that until the day I die. Defined risk is everything. So we have a level right here that we can risk off of. 1365 is going to be our risk. We're going to buy any dips back into this 20 EMA here, and we're going to look for this thing to come back and retest this trend line above 1660, 1650 area. So it's a great risk to reward. Yeah, sure, we're buying it a little bit expensive. Not a little bit, a lot of bit expensive. But if it doesn't work out, we know where we're getting out. We're going to cut it, and the risk to reward makes this an A+ setup. Let's move on to the 4th trade here. Trade number 4 is going to be on this NKLA, Nikola Corporation, another electric vehicle stock. Woo, woo, electric vehicles. So this thing has really taken a dump here lately, a big diarrhea dump. Like you go to Taco Bell and eat 14, one of the dollar burritos. What are they called? The cheesy beef roll up or something like that. So imagine you go to Taco Bell, you eat 14 cheesy beef roll ups, and then you drink like 6 cups of coffee right after. That's the kind of dump this Nikola has taken after hitting highs of almost $100 a share. It's currently trading at $30. Why was this move? It's because they did a public offering, which creates dilution. That was right here. And then the Badger truck pre-orders came in a little bit light. So this thing is really sold off, but we're coming into the 200 EMA right here on the daily chart, which should act as support. And this move looks to me like it could be an overreaction, and we love overreactions here at Touchdown Trades. We take advantage of them. We hop on those overreactions, and we ride the overreaction to the overreaction back up. So we're going to be looking to catch this thing down into the 200 EMA here, and I'm looking for it. First profit target is to break this last pivot. So this last pivot here at $35 or so, and then we'll hold the rest to maybe try to get a little piece off at 40, but we're going to take the most of this position off at $35. I'm going to wait to buy this thing until we get an interaction closer to the 200 EMA, but I do like this NKLA, Nikola Corporation, for a trade. All right, guys, before we get on to the 5th and final trade here, make sure to smash like, do me a solid and smash like. Just give the like button a little judo chop to the face there. I'd really appreciate it. So the fifth and final trade is going to be on this SQ square, and the only reason I like this trade has nothing to do with any news, fundamentals, or any kind of catalyst, except for this beautiful looking bull flag we got going on. Look at this chart. It's just sexy. It's like a girl at the beach with a tan. She's been at the beach 2 weeks. She's been tanning all week. She looks good. This square chart looks good. All right, so let's break it down. We got the bull flag forming, and it just looks really nice for a long trade. It gives us our defined risk under this pivot, and we're going to look for highs on this one, holding till we get new highs. So our stop is going to be down here at the 110 area, and we're going to look for our first profit target above these highs. We'll take the profit off the table. I appreciate the view, guys. I really do. The channel is growing faster than I could have ever expected. We're really taking off here. That's because we're the realest trading channel on YouTube. No lies. I'm not saying we're the biggest or I'm going to post the biggest profit and loss statements. I'm not going to be showing any $100,000 days because I trade with risk to reward in mind. I do this for a living, and I can't risk to have anybody trading and making $100,000 in one day could very well lose $100,000 in one day, and I can't handle that. So you're not going to see any of the fake marketing tactics from me, just real trading. So consider subscribing. I appreciate the view, and I will catch you guys on the other side.
Drop.